Well, hello everybody, and welcome back for some more Phoenix Wright. Isn't it haunting to begin an episode with no music playing, so it's like super quiet, and for a second you might think, is something wrong with my computer's audio? No, it's just the game not having any music in this scene. Let me show you, because we can do this. And now you just heard a big loud blip, so it's fine, everything's fine. It's just that we ended at an awkward moment last time with no music, and because there's no other sounds in the game normally, this is what we end up with. So, welcome to Phoenix Wright. It had to happen. This is finally, after 72 episodes, I have to redo an episode of Phoenix Wright. Unfortunately, I did bungle the audio in the recording, when recording this next episode, and the game audio specifically got ruined, which means I do have to re-record this. It's no longer a blind jump into this game. Yeah, it sucks a little bit because I didn't have a perfect run. I don't feel as bad as I've felt sometimes in recent times, because we've had a good run so far, and the episodes I recorded didn't have like huge moments. I don't feel like I'm not saying don't watch the next couple of episodes, because there's interesting stuff there, but there wasn't like a whoa, oh my god, that, sucks losing, you the viewer at home losing, that honest first blind reaction. I didn't feel like there was anything kind of like that, or I can't remember off the top of my head, so maybe I'll be just as surprised on second go. But yes, again, disclosure, the episode and the next episode you're going to watch is going to be not blind, unlike the rest of the series, unless maybe I really fast get through the stuff I was doing, and then we end up doing a little bit of new stuff at the end of the episode 74. We'll see. So last time we were doing a bunch of investigation, now that the mystery of the dual death of Bruce Goodman came up. Apparently he died in the evidence room of the police office, as well as dying in the parking lot of the prosecutor's office. That's strange. We chatted up Angel Starr quite a bit after our tense encounter in the court. She was actually kind of amicable right now. She's tied up with the case SL9. Her and Officer Marshall. Much like DL6 in the last case, it seems like this SL9 is somehow intertwined with the current murder, whatever this may be. We don't really know yet what exactly it's about either. So we're going to have to look into that. One thing I forgot to do last time is I forgot to check the steak lunch. Always gotta remember, I always keep forgetting, but we can totally have a look at items now in this special DS-based case. So let's have a look at the steak lunch. Oh, looks quite delicious. Well, I'll be honest, I've avoided beef for a couple of years now, several years now, so I guess a part of me is like, ooh, that looks delicious, but a part of me is like, ooh, no, can I get this in chicken, please? Let's see.
Wow, my mouth is watering. I can almost hear the sound of steak frying on the grill.
No doubt it's all cold and tough by now.
No, I'm sure it's delicious. Miss Starr poured her heart into making this.
So long as she didn't put any other organs in there. Ooh, like kidney pie. Now that I would not eat. I do not like the idea of kidney pie. Ooh. Also, yeah, I guess we have been lugging this around in our pocket for a while now. It's a little funny, actually, to think about the fact that we have this lunch hanging around for so long. But, oh well. There's another thing to find here. Let's see. Ingredients. Meat.
She must mean beef. She probably just wrote it generically.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
Meat. And what would you like to drink with your meat?
Meat!
Of course, as a scientist, I have to check what additives she used.
Go to town.
Huh? It says here, hours of sweat and labor.
So that's why the sauce is so salty. Wow. I guess that's not even a salty gag the way people use salty nowadays online. So I guess I shouldn't be that surprised by that gag, but it's actually, I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, so We came to the detention center, but what's-his-face was not here, so... What's-his-face? What's-her-face? Lana was not here, available, so we'll just have to scray without her. And the parking lot was where Miss Star was, so all we have left is the Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, I want to test something. Let's go back to our office real quick. Hey, there's some music again. Yay. Now let's see what is available. Oh, okay. So that was... Let me show you something weird that happens. When I was in the detention center, you know, I went straight to the police place. We can only go to the Criminal Affairs Department from here. Whereas when we're in our office, we can actually go to the police department entrance, and from there, I guess, to the offices. Okay. And I was weirded out by this order. I guess we'll do it the same way I did it on my first recording, just for hexies. Because I was so weirded out, because I decided to go here to the Criminal Affairs Department, here from the detention center. I was like, well, that's odd. There wasn't any, I would have thought we'd go outside the place first, but we didn't. We came straight here. But, we'll see in a second, we can totally go outside from here, so, okay, that's interesting to verify that now, that's just a strange bug with the game. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh, it makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up... dead! I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's gonna help us much either. Yeah, so just to show you guys... We can totally go now to the entrance from here, so the order is completely bizarre, and I commented on it when I recorded last time that this felt so odd. But, okay, so that's just some kind of bug, or some error or oversight in the game that you can't go to the entrance from the detention center. Fair enough. Oh, I wonder, maybe it's not even a bug. Do you think it's supposed to be the idea that the detention center is connected to the department, so you just have to walk from there to... But that makes no sense, because you'd still have to use the entrance to get then to the detention center, so something's a little off there with how that's been handled. But, yeah, that's fine. Not to mention, like, we go outside and then we go to the evidence room, so that's like a completely bizarre order to do these in, but, yeah. Let's not dwell on it too much for now. It's just a weird thing. Weird little doohickey there. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know. The killer used dry ice. If you put it between the latch and the door, the room could be sealed shut. Oh, this is good. I'll win a writer's award for sure. He's not writing a report. He's writing a novel. Yep, you go ahead. I guess that's fine use of company time. I feel like the chief of police isn't doing anything more useful either. He never is. Also, does dry ice work like that? I think the problem with dry ice is that it'll quickly evaporate in room temperature, but I might be wrong on that. If there's a chemist watching this who works with dry ice, drop me a line in the comments. Tell me if that's gonna work, if you can block a door with dry ice. I don't know. These are the detectives' desks. There are computers and files on each one. Funny, they're a lot tidier than I'd expect. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desks. So no chance to mess them up, I guess? I guess so. A poster of a female police officer. Oh, wait, no. That's the latest Babes in Uniform calendar. My bad. That hasn't changed that gag, but I believe we had a new dialogue here, as there often is. That must be the chief of detectives. So I'm glad to hear that. This is the chief of detectives, not the chief of police, which was that guy, Mr. Gant, which has been kind of confusing me a little bit, because I was like, isn't the chief of police that guy? No, he's actually the detective chief. So it's still fine. Everything's good. He's glued to his computer screen. What? Detective killed in the evidence room. Tell no one outside the police department. No! I told that old lady at the restaurant everything. Oh, someone's getting an emotion. That's actually really, really funny, I think. I don't know why. But every time this guy gets me. These interactions are so funny. And it's such a stupid gag, too. It's basically, look at this guy. He's not responsible at his job. But I don't know. It's something so funny about it every time. So, this is the police mascot, is it? The Blue Badger, the future star of the police force.
The design's a little changed from the one outside.
Ah, well, the dancing Blue Badger trademark is still under development, you see.
You have it trademarked?
Absolutely. It's cutting-edge stuff. Very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter, and she burst into tears. Don't show her the moving mock-up outside, then. You'll give her nightmares. I love the game itself is riffing on how like unsettling the dancing Blue Badger is. Or just in general joking about the Blue Badger. Good stuff. Okay, well now let's go outside for the first time this day, apparently. Here we are. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring.
Oh my god. I'm glad to see that the police are now hiring Super Saiyans onto their staff. Always good to see Saiyan representation in the police force. I don't know what else is going on there with the blurring. I suppose it makes sense. The detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room. The scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is.
She's like a kid at an amusement park.
Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
Well, first, let's stick around here. Although I can show you, indeed, we can now go to the guard station, which is outside the evidence room. So, like I said, really bizarre order of going here, but apparently that's an oversight rather than a feature, I feel like. Let's look through here first. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911.
You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in those posters. They hardly even look human.
She has a point. I still don't understand. This was already on the first day we were here. I still don't understand that gag. What? Why would the posters not look like people? Don't they usually have, like, photographs? So, like, I don't understand this gag in this game, but sure. We'll roll with it.
The Blue Badger is still writhing around today.
Oh, perfect choice of the word writhe there. Again, so funny. Here we go. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Okay, that's enough of that monstrosity.
Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty.
Ugh. That somehow did not help, Emma, but sure.
I always get excited when I come to a police station.
Why is that?
It just feels like I've jumped into a movie.
Huh?
You know, with all the police and criminals.
Oh, well, I don't know if this is all that exciting.
Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust.
Funny. I thought they were talking about the weather. Yeah, that hasn't changed that dialogue either. Oh, well. The detectives in there look pretty busy.
Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action.
Somehow the thought fails to excite me. Phoenix's, I don't know, his I'm done-ness is kind of amusing. Look, that patrolman is saluting that other guy. He must be a detective.
You idiot! What were you thinking? Where's your head?
Sir, it's right here, sir.
Oh, I guess he wasn't saluting. He was showing the detective where his head was.
They make a good pair. Yeah, this actually does sound like the setup for some kind of comedy police duo, the way these two are talking. You know, classic straight guy and goofy guy routine there.
Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white?
No idea. Why?
Well, I think they're designed after a panda.
A panda?
Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory.
Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory?
It was when I was on a school trip.
Let's try that line again.
I saw a patrol car, and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see?
What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? No, but come on, Phoenix, you know, zebras have a stripe pattern, but this is clearly delineated, the black and white, like on a panda. It makes perfect sense, except for how it really doesn't make sense, but, you know.
The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign.
Nice slogan.
I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets.
I don't think it's that kind of campaign.
What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar.
I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. I still don't believe that. There can be some devilish family members good at playing the secret cookie-eating game, so I'm not convinced that it's that easy to figure out. Okay, well, that was good. Oh, I guess I'll show one thing. I didn't do it in the detective's office. We do have the luminol spray, but I'm going to save some time from the recording today based on what I found out from recording last time, and it's that there is really no secret hidden blood things to find, at least in the areas I've checked out so far, and it's a bit of a shame. It feels like this is an unused, feature, since, they're, you know, it's something that I would, add a gag to, you know, maybe on the Blue Badger some blood stains, even if it didn't have anything to do with the case, if it was just, a little funny gag. I feel like I would put that as a writer/game designer, just so you'd get something out of being thorough in using this new mechanic. But no, it really does seem like it was just for that crime scene and maybe for later crime scenes, but no utilization for gags with it. I think it's a bit of a shame. Let's go to the guard station now. Now, can you guess who hangs out here? Honestly, yes, way to make it even more obvious. Sure. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric.
According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room.
So, beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime?
It sure seems that way.
Oh. What's wrong?
Hey, it's those cacti. They're so prickly. So imposing. It's hard to think straight.
If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. I don't think that's quite how that saying goes, but I guess the sentiment remains. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard?
I have a feeling I know who he is already.
Oh, that's cool. Emma's on top of what's going on here. Well, let's review Mr. Marshall's station. You know, let's not beat around that bush anymore. You know who this place belongs to.
This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon.
But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way.
Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch.
I'd say it'd be more of a yarr myself. I love that. Although I'm confused, wasn't saloon one of the words that Marshall threw around with his cowboy lingo that Emma didn't recognize? Well, maybe she did some research, off screen to figure it out. So good on you, Emma. I like that. By the way, one of the words that Mr. Marshall used was victuals, which was something I didn't recognize. It seems to simply just refer to food. It's from the fancier word victuals, which I think I've heard that as well, but also would have not been 100% sure what it meant. But it's just like food, possibly food and drink. And it's just been like, changed to more cowboy lingo of vittles. I could sure go for some vittles right about now after a hard ride out on the prairie. Rassafrasser. I don't know how to sound like a cowboy, my bad.
Yipes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal.
I would think just one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually.
How so?
Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her.
I'm not so sure I see the resemblance.
It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity.
I think it's hilarious that the sad music cuts out after that kind of surprise, somber moment. That's very well framed again. Also, as certain famous RPGs have pointed out, the reality of cacti is that they are the tsundere of the plant kingdom. So, is there that kind of side to Lana that we don't know? Actually, that was kind of what she was alluding to. Let's hear it one more time. We'll give it one more time. Cold, rigid cell with spines pointing in every direction. It's just missing the buds, gooey and nourishing on the inside part was just missing from there. But that kind of sounds like a description of a tsundere a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. That's Phoenix's voice. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. Let's try again.
There's a security guard uniform hanging here.
It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly.
A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... what was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? Oh, I know! A poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it.
It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Now, why would you do that, Phoenix? You could have told her. But it is... Her guesses are pretty funny, though. I really like them. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here.
There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there.
We could, but apparently we're not gonna do that for the minute. That's a little weird, but sure. Also, can't look at all these booze either, really? You'd think you'd comment on so much alcohol at a workspace, but you can't. Or this Texas sign. I guess that's not as important. But here's this incredible snare.
Look! On the floor! A lasso!
Looks like it set up to trap something.
A trap? Here? Oh, wait, I know! Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed.
You sure have an active imagination. Well, isn't that also a saying, being like a bull in an evidence room? I'm sure that's how the saying goes, so yeah. The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's just walk in.
It won't open. You thought it'd be open?
I think we'd need someone's permission to go in there first.
Also, okay, this card reader is not its own thing. I think we explored everything. And just to prove my point home I was saying earlier... Oops, no, hold on, let's back up. I was supposed to again hit E for spray. I would so put a gag about there being blood on the cactus because someone pricked their finger on it. What the goddamn second? Wait, what the heck? This was not here when I did this the first time. What are you... Are you kidding me? No, game! Why are you doing this to me?
Wow! We got a reaction!
There's clearly blood around the spines here. This room's pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something and planted their head right in these spines.
I think that might be more painful than being murdered.
Okay, well, looks like I have to eat crow, because I was about to complain about how if I were making this game, I'd put a gag. Not that it would have anything to do with the case, but just a gag of there being blood on this cactus. And sure enough, there was. How did I miss that when I first recorded? Because I was doing this, right? I was being this thorough in my search, and I must have been blah blah blahing or something that I just completely missed the incredible blood spray right there. Oh, man. Well, on one side, good that we got that, but on the other side, well, you know, I feel like an idiot for missing something like that. But that's what I mean, like, if you're gonna put, like, this kind of fun, like, extra mechanic in an adventure game, I feel like you have to add in a lot of, like, extra, like, interactions. I think that's kind of, like, it's kind of a thing for an adventure game. I mean, this is, of course, a lot of people consider this a visual novel, but I feel like this also very much falls into an adventure game genre in a lot of ways. And I feel like you have to have a lot of, like, just extraneous fun things to, like, discover. Just like when, like, interacting with objects and using your items on things. You know, little gags to reward being thorough. Like, I remember Telltale Games would always, on their pages, once they released a game, they would publish a list on that game's page on their website that was like, did you do all this? And it would be a huge list of, like, little, like, extra hidden interactable things where you, like, find a little funny thing if you talk to a person in the right order or use items in the right order or in the right place. Like, so huge, because I was like, I like Telltale Games, but I feel like they're a little light on content, but then those lists would make me go like, oh my god, there's so much, like, little hidden gags to find in there. So yeah, that's what I kind of expect from a genre like this, and I'm glad that we found one little thing from the blood use. Well, we're done here, I guess, because, you know, can't get in, so let's back off back to the entrance, where I'm sure no plot developments will suddenly happen to herd us in the right direction. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Someone goes, please. Oh, I know who this is, because I've already recorded. Haha, hey, the joys of precognition for a change.
Please!
Huh? Wasn't that...
One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you.
Detective Gumshoe!
Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
No.
I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence.
The criminal? You mean...
You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal?
Just in case you forgot, here we go with a flashback. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy.
But Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly.
And then he buggers off.
Wait! Don't leave!
If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later.
He ran off to the evidence room.
Well, this investigation is off to a running start. So, I'm a little surprised. I was almost like half expecting some kind of, speaking of adventure games, some kind of telltale-y, the choices you have will affect things. Gumshoe will remember that moment where would we have to select if we give the steak lunch to Marshall or Gumshoe? Oh my. But I guess that kind of gameplay wasn't around in 2005 or 6 was when the DS version came out. I guess not, so we didn't get to We didn't get to have that moral quandary. No, he just kind of ran off without taking the steak lunch.